Right.
But, well, is this sound-wise, you were saying, is more polished, but also lyric-wise, content, themes?
I think like themes and stuff have always been there in our music from like day one. You know, I think that as Cruel School Children, the themes were just, I mean, they were different from Papercut Chronicles in that they were a little more light and even happy, you know, whereas Papercut was more of a dark approach to an album. Period.
As for you, what do you think of Supertramp?
I think they're an awesome band. I remember the first time I ever heard them, I was on vacation with my family in Canada or something like that, and I heard Bloody Well Right. I was like, oh, this is the jam. But like I've heard a couple of their songs over the past years. I never like fully purchased an album and heard it all the way through, but the stuff that I did hear I thought was really cool.
And do you still recall who came up with the idea to use the breakfast in America?
I know Travis brought the record to practice, but we kind of just had it playing and everyone kind of was jamming on it, and then we started to just kind of chop it up and restructure the verses and the bridges and kind of you know, make those our own and then still interpolate the chorus. So that song just kind of came together really quickly in an afternoon, and then we recorded it not much longer after that with the same dude that had done all of our previous albums, and on, you know, a small budget in a day. So.
But were you thinking, well, maybe this can become a hit, or?
I don't.
What do you think?
So, were you?
I guess yes and no. I mean, the thing was like, it wasn't like, oh, this is gonna make us huge. But I remember after the song was done, I went home and I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, man, we just finished recording this song. It's it's probably my favorite song that I've ever worked on, you know? And like, I think that it's awesome. So I thought that it could, you know, appeal to a lot of people, but I wasn't thinking in like a business sense, like, oh, okay, yeah.
And how special was it when it became, well, top 5 in the Billboard?
It was pretty cool. I remember like, definitely remember like where I was when it hit like #1 on this like pop radio song in the country.
And where were you?
I was in Arizona, and I had to call up John Garabedian, who runs a radio syndicate show. So when he hits spin, it doesn't give you one play; it gives you like, you know, 50 plays or something, because it's getting sent out all over the country. And he's like, he did like a live interview with me, and he was like, well, right now you're #2 song in the country. He's like, and that's pretty good. And I was like, cool, nice. He's like, but I'm gonna hit this play button and turn you into the #1 song in the country. And so like, I get to kind of like see him or hear him, like, you know, make us #1. That's pretty cool.
And where were you? Also in Arizona?
I was in Arizona also. And I remember when they told us, you know, they had this like big like toast backstage, like, oh, #1 song, and we were all stoked on it. And I was like, cool, let's play a show now, you know, whatever. And then like later on that night, I was on the computer just doing nothing, and all of a sudden I was like, we have the #1 song in the country. And it all just hit me like right then. I was like, wow, this is a complete trip to see all this work, you know, come together.